India Golf Tourism Association. Once again, please put your hands together as we welcome our panel on stage. Mr. Dhruvpal Singh, GM JP Greens Golf Course, and Mr. Vijit Nandrajog, Golf Architect, Founder and Principal Architect at Golf Design India. A huge round of applause for all our panelists, everyone, please.
Thank you very much and welcome, and I think it's a great honor for all of us you know, it's a big motivation from Mr. Ajay Gupta, who has brought us out from our houses, and we are doing virtual and so many webinars, but this is real tourism actually, when you see people eye to eye and move out from your house, because tourism means movement, moving from one place to another. But they had made us, you know, virtual this pandemic. The entire world is at standstill, so it means no tourism is happening. So may I request everyone, Mr. Subhash Verma, if you can come in the center, we'll get a lot of motivation from you. And the ladies also can come and sit in to show us some women empowerment also. We get some kind of a motivation, please. A big clap for the ladies also. So let me introduce my panel. We have Mr. Dhruvpal Singh, who is the General Manager of JP Greens and Golf Resorts. If you have been there, I think it's one of the best golf courses in Asia at the moment. And they are winning a national award from President of India from last 3 years, the most tourism-friendly golf course. And they get maximum foreign golfers also to play on their golf course. Then we have Mr. Uday Marwa, who, you know, supposed to be a pro golfer, but now is a travel agent, and he is a tour operator leading and runs a company called Premier Lifestyle Management and Uday Tours and Travels. And he specializes in managing the entire events, whether it's a wedding, it's a golf, or any conclaves, you know. And I have seen his work, one of the best professionals. Then on my right is Mr. Vijit. You know, he is one of the biggest and one of the best golf designers of India and Asia. He has designed and made lots of golf courses in India, and now recently he just won one contract to make a beautiful 18-hole golf course outside Mumbai, you know, so he will discuss about that. So as you have seen, I myself, Rajan Sehgal, I am part of this travel and tourism, and doing lots of things for the travel and tourism industry after you know, selling tickets, hotel, car rentals. 4 years back I decided that why don't I do something for the industry, so I shifted my focus on film tourism, heritage tourism, golf tourism. I train people, visit various universities. So as you have seen, after Unlock 1 and Unlock 2, the first thing which opens in India or anywhere in the country, world, part of the world, are the golf courses. Because golf courses are the places which are close to the nature, open, you get fresh air, you get lots of greenery, and you can, you know, a golfer can do better business at the golf course than sitting at the office, you know. If you want to grab a business from some business house, invite the corporate head, play golf with him, lose the game, and you will get a lot of business from him, you know. So that golf is the best thing to do the networking. And you know, I'll tell you, playing golf at Delhi Golf Course, lots of our leaders from the travel industry signed their GSA contract at the golf course, which is a history, and Mr. Verma knows about it. And you know, so the golf courses are very safe as far as social distancing is concerned. So now Indians who are hungry to travel, you know, they used to travel to Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia to play golf, but due to travel restrictions, they are not able to travel. So at the moment, we are promoting domestic golf tourism. You know, that people from South India should visit Srinagar, people from North should go to Ahmedabad and play at the world-class golf courses. The best part of India is that we can offer golf throughout the year, which no other country in the world can offer. If you have 42 degrees in Delhi, you can take a 1-hour flight and go to Srinagar and play. they have now 4 beautiful golf courses. With the Ministry of Tourism and Jammu and Kashmir Tourism, we did a very big event on 12th and 13th of April in Srinagar, where we had a 2 days brainstorming session how to untap the unexplored places of Jammu and Kashmir. There we took fashion designers, we took golfers, we took people from the film industry, we take many chefs over there. So it was a very good session. And then we are doing our 4th International Golf Tourism Conclave on 8th and 9th October in Pahalgam. So you see the golf is happening. Yesterday, Vijit, with his association, they have inaugurated 3 days Southeast Asia Golf Show. And our DG Tourism, who is also the Managing Director and Chairman of IDTC, personally came from his busy schedule and he inaugurated that show. Because everybody has understood the power of golf tourism, and whenever a golfer travels, he spends more money than a normal tourist. And when he carries 15 kilograms of his golf bag, he wants to play at least 3 to 4 rounds of golf, which means he will definitely spend 5 nights in that particular city, which means a big boom for the hotel industry, for the restaurants, for the shopping, for spa, and he will spend lots of money, and if he is traveling with his family, they do a lot. So now I will start with Dhruv Pal, who is managing a beautiful golf course. So I'll ask him how India is ready to, that we can call it, that it's a good golf tourism destination. Dhruv.
Thank you, sir. Good morning to all. See, the beauty of India is we have vast range of climatic conditions. So irrespective what time of the year it is, you will have a beautiful golf course to play on in good weather. So, unlike going to certain tropical countries or certain countries which have one weather pattern, we have the advantage to attract people any time of the year. Another point is that we have tremendous potential in golf tourism, because so far it's very, very minuscule in India. But fortunately, over the past few years, due to the efforts of IGTA, due to Indian golfers performing well abroad, India is getting to be known as, yes, there is golf in India. We need to have more presence abroad. We need to keep showcasing golf in India. And the scope is just, unimaginable, because we are probably at less than 1% of our potential in this sector as far as inbound golf tourism concerned. Pandemic this year and last year has helped us, improve a lot on the domestic golf tourism front. A lot of people from, traveling intercity to various cities to play good golf courses. So that has really picked up a lot even now since June and, last month, July. A lot of people from Delhi whom I know have been traveling to Srinagar, who've been traveling to other cities with good golf courses to play. Because people have been bogged down for a long time in their homes. People do want to go out. Golf is definitely one of the safest sports. And it's the interest on new people trying to pick up the game is also increased a lot during the pandemic, post-pandemic, because people have realized it's never too late to pick up this game. You can pick it up even at the age of 80. You can even pick it up at the age of 5. So any time is a good time. It's never too late for this game.
Thank you, Dhruv, for giving this picture of the, when the Olympians met our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi 2 days back, and Mr. Modi asked them that especially whatever problems you are facing, whether it's infrastructure or coaching or any funds problem, you let us know. So similarly in our inaugural yesterday at the Southeast Asia Golf Show, we told lots of golfers who were participated in that show, they said whenever we travel within India to play golf, we have to pay heavy amount to the airlines for our golf bag. Thailand, which gets 2 to 2.5 lakh golfers every year, not tourists but only golfers to play golf. They come from all over the world. They play 4 to 5 rounds, and imagine how much money Thailand is making on golf tourism. And now Vietnam is coming, and they will leave Thailand behind very soon, because they are promoting golf tourism in a very big way. And golfers spends average $400 to $500 per day. So which means a huge amount of money and a very good business for you people. And just before the pandemic, we bought some British golfers to India, and I took them on an 11 days golfing tour. And we missed the video. Their feedback is now shown by the Ministry of Tourism in their golf tourism promotion. And they were all thrilled to play in India. They said, we have never expected that India can offer so much of golf. The caddies are one of the best caddies. When they played at Rambagh golf course and we took them for a dinner at Samod Palace, they were feeling royal. They said, we are like treated like a royal family. So they said, we play in Thailand or Vietnam, just play golf, go for spa or some massage, that's all. But in India, you showed us Taj Mahal, and then after that, they were at JP Golf. They played at Delhi Golf Course, they played at DLF, ITC Classic, Rambagh, so they were amazed. And they said the hospitality, the service, the hotels, it's all amazing. So, my golf to us, all the travel agents who are sitting here, it's very easy to become a golf tour operator also. You need any help from any booking time in any golf course, please let us know. People are sitting here, Uday is here, Dhrupal is here, Vijit, I am here. So you can let us know, we'll help you. I am telling you, you will make more money. 20 golfers will give you more profit than you get 40 to 50 tourists, And it's a very profitable business. And in Scandinavia, there are 6 lakhs golfers. And they can play hardly 3 months in their own country because of the weather condition. So they take charter flights, come to Thailand on every Thursday, play 3 rounds and go back to their country. So if we get 10% of the Scandinavian golfers, it means a big business. And we depend on triangle, which is Delhi, Agra, Jaipur, Delhi. But we have so many golfing triangles. In Jammu, Srinagar, you have 5 international standard golf courses. Jammu has 18 hole golf courses. Then we have in Srinagar, Royal Spring. Last month they inaugurated Kashmir golf course. And there they have selected 50 boys and girls from schools in Srinagar and giving them free coaching to become, so they become golfer. There is a beautiful golf course in Pahalgam, in Gulmarg. So, in Delhi NCR, we have around 10 to 12 golf courses. In Chandigarh, you go to Ahmedabad, you go to Mumbai, Pune, Ambe Valley. It's all golfing circuits. In Bangalore, you have around 6 golf courses, Cochin, Visakhapatnam, Coimbatore. So you can sell them anywhere, and not only golf, you can do lots of things. So Uday, as a golf tour operator, as a golf event management company, what all you are doing to promote India as a golf tourism destination?
Thank you, Rajanji. First I'd like to tell, we have come long way. I remember 18 years back when I first attended IGTM International Golf Travel Mart as a buyer and seller program. Hardly anyone knew India is a golf destination. We as IGTA and members of IGTA, we have got a lot of members across India who specialize in golf tourism. They have got India really on top on a golf map. And especially now recently with Aditi winning, coming very close. She was ranked actually 200 in the worldwide ranking, and now, she came 4th, finishing at the Olympics. She has also put a lot of efforts in getting India to a golf map. We should actually, acknowledge her effort also. And then, we have got amazing golfers who have been playing really well. Jeev, Shiv, SSP Chaurasia, across the world, Gaganjeet Bhullar, they've been winning and putting India on a golf map. So now, India has seen, the world has seen India is a has big potential on golf and golf tourism. They know India has got golf plus. India is just not golf destination. You have to say India is a golf plus. So you have golf, you can get golf with spa, you can go golf with leisure tourism, you can get luxury trains. So we are just keeping our finger crossed that this pandemic gets over and then we can at least start pushing again on things. But currently what we all are focusing under IGTA and members of IGTA is that promoting domestic golf tourism. We have joined hands with the partners from Mumbai, Bangalore, they are promoting North India with us, we are promoting South India and the eastern, western part with them. Promoting as a domestic golf packages, with 5 days, with 5 nights accommodation, with 3 and 4 round of golf. So still, even in pandemic, we are doing business because of golf. Because golf, we still have social distancing is there. So I see golf is a big potential. We're just hoping things get over and we can start in golf events. Still, during the pandemic, we were very fortunate to do 3 golf events, and Ministry of Tourism, they supported in one of the events in April. So even in events sector, in the industry, golf is still going on, and even seminars, except seminars which are online, physical golf events can't be online. You have to be on the course, you have to be ready. And when you get on the course, there's a lot of other activities, after the game, you get involved in social drinking, still, so it's always golf plus, I'd say.
Thank you. I'll just give you a live example how you get motivation. We are more in fear than suffering. Fear, I think, means to, according to me, either forget everything and run away, or face everything and rise. So I think I have learned in last 1.5 years that you have to be multi-skilled and you have to do lot of collaboration. You can't be on your own. So I did my collaborations with Uday, with Dhruv, with Vijit. I said whatever we can do together, then only we can be successful. Can you imagine, last week I got a call from a general manager of a hotel. He said there is a Swiss lady in my hotel and she wants to meet you because she wants to bring some golfers from Switzerland. I said during this pandemic, the last week, is she in India really? She said you come and meet. So I took an appointment and I went there and I was so amazed to meet that lady. She said, I am coming to India from 2015, every 4 months, after every 4 months I am making a visit to India. And he said there are some Swiss golfers above the age of 60, they want to play in India. And then, I sat with her for 1 hour, I want to show you some pictures. She said, whenever I am bringing groups, I add $100 or $200, and that $200 I spend on Indian society. I have fielded 400 people during this pandemic. I go to interiors of Jammu Kashmir, meet the artists, give them some kind of orders, they make jobs. Now she is in Kerala to do some Ayurvedic products over there. She went to Rajasthan to meet the ladies who are, no work during the pandemic. She is giving them order and taking bags, taking suits and everything, the tops from India. So she said, India is the only country where I can get everything. The spiritual, the shopping, the comfort level, the hospitality, which no other part in the world can offer me. And she said that I will remain continuing doing this. I'll show you the photograph she has sent me from Kashmir. We as an Indian not dare to go to that interior parts of Jammu Kashmir because of the fear, but she is there sitting with them, drinking kawa with them, and understanding the concept, how they design, how they do the embroidery. So this is the power of India, so we have to cash on that. So there are so many segments where you can make money. Travel and tourism is no more ticketing or selling hotel or car bookings. You can do wonders in other things. And now I'll come to Vijit, who is helping us a lot in making golf courses, maintaining, manage, and making the golf course is one of the difficult things, because when the first India International Signature course was made in India, I was part of that team. I was working with ITC that time, and I was called by my boss that next day we have to meet on a Delhi-Jaipur highway, just 10 kilometers inside that road. So we said, sir, we are in ticketing business, why are you calling in the Aravali Hills? There was no Pakka road, it was all Kacha. So when we went all collected at 9:30, he said, हम लोग यहाँ पे एक golf course बनाने लगे हैं. So I said, sir, हम travel agent golf course क्या करेंगे? Just see his vision. It was almost 25, 26 years back. So he said, we'll make a golf course, and that too with a Jack Nicklaus, that famous American golf designer. So आज उसी जगह पे the ITC Grand Bharat is there, which is one of the most luxurious properties. So you can see the vision after ITC Classic, all the JP, the DLF, so many golf courses have come. So Vijit, can you throw some light on the golf courses in India?
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Rajan sir, for having me here. I would like to start by saying India is a diverse country. Just like our country, our golf is also very diverse. Many of you might not know, India is the country where we had the oldest golf course outside of UK. Royal Calcutta Golf Course was built in 1829. And in the 1800s, we had multiple golf courses, dozens of golf courses in Madras, in places like Nasik, in Shillong. So before America got its first golf course, India had over 20 golf courses here. So obviously you have the rich history, which a lot of golfers would love to see. So we have a lot of my friends from Australia, from Britain, they travel all over the world to see these historic golf courses. And I remember I took them to Ooty, a small natural golf course there, which is not even well maintained. It's basically the grass is mowed using, not using any machinery, but by cattle grazing. And they were fascinated to see such a golf course in such a beautiful place. So, and on the other side of the spectrum, you have golf courses like JP Greens and DLF, which provide the top level of quality and maintenance at par with international golf courses. So that diversity is there. Plus for golfers, it's very important to create a circuit. Like Rajan sir said, the golden triangle here. For golf also you need to have multiple golf courses to attract the golfer so that he stays in one place, spends money and plays different golf courses over the weekend or the week. So luckily the government is doing a lot now to build new golf courses. We are working very closely with multiple state governments building golf courses. In Navi Mumbai, also in Noida. So Delhi NCR anyways is the hub for golf. So we have multiple golf courses coming up here, working with J&K State Tourism as well, building more golf courses. You have beautiful golf courses in Kashmir already, in Jammu, Srinagar, Pahalgam, Gulmarg. We're also building golf courses in Leh, Ladakh and new hill stations like Yuzmarg. So all these developments are happening across the country. And also one important thing is we're not just building championship level golf courses, we're building small golf courses which are fun and enjoyable to play. So when you have tourists coming in, they don't have too much time. If they're not golf tourists, they want to spend a couple of hours just to try out their hands at golf. So you have those small recreational golf courses also coming up across the country. Old historic golf courses built by the British are being renovated also to upgrade their playability standards. So I remember we remodeling the Trivandrum Golf Club in Kerala, which is one of the oldest golf courses in the world, and its clubhouse is over 120 years old. While I was there on site, I saw a couple of Australians who ventured there just to look at the beautiful clubhouse, old colonial architecture, and they didn't even know there's a small 9-hole golf course behind that. So they requested us to hire 2 or 3 clubs from somebody's boot, and they started playing golf. So that's the fascination with golf. Anybody who is a golf lover and will not be able to resist himself if he sees such a golf course in India. So that's about it, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. I think, and we have to be more effective, which I think Ministry of Tourism is doing a lot. After so many brainstorming sessions, they have made a golf tourism policy. Now, there is a beautiful golf course, 18-hole golf course, which is ready in Mizoram. With the staying facilities also, the Ministry of Tourism has given 60 crores to Mizoram for that golf course. And we are having an India Open international event where 120 top professional golfers from all over the world, they come and play. It's a live it's a live telecast throughout the world. So Ministry of Tourism is giving lots of financial assistance to that, because they have incredible India logo, they have an incredible hole also, again promoting. Then during the commercial breaks, they show lots of tourist places. So, but the other countries, they take decisions very quickly. So I'll just give you an example. 2 years back, when during SATE, the Mauritius tourism minister, along with his delegation, was here. and somebody introduced me to him, and they said he's looking after the golf tourism in India. So he said, why don't you bring your office bearers over a breakfast tomorrow to my hotel, and let's do something to promote Mauritius as a golf tourism destination. So I took Uday and 3-4 more people, and can you imagine, within 1 hour's breakfast meeting, he said, please do a road show for us in 3 different cities of India. You select which are the potential, and each winner, 2 winners from each city, bring them to Mauritius. We'll show them all the golf courses. There is a World Tourism Forum Award happening there, so we'll honor them there. Before that, you bring 12 or 14 golf tour operators to Mauritius. We'll show them all the golf courses. Can you believe when we landed at Mauritius airport, I saw, Uday was amazed, there were more golf bags than passengers at the airport, you know. So I said, why he wants to promote when he's already got so many golf bags? He said, India is a very potential market. So when you have a summer in India, we have winters in Mauritius, and that's our off season. This is the best way to sell Mauritius. You will get one of the best rates over there. So Uday has organized in Bangalore, Mumbai and Delhi, 300 corporates played in 4 days. So they came to know about Mauritius. So this is the way, you know, we should also do the publicity for India. And before we say goodbye to all of you, any word, Dhruv, you want to say?
So there are some very important points that we sort of discussed. A lot of the travel fraternity do not know about golf. So maybe a good presentation which IGT can make and circulate in the travel fraternity, so that they are able to, if not speak, at least give the presentation so people abroad get aware of golf in India.
I can make a point, I can request courses like JP Greens and DLF or Kutub, even if they are in the DDA, to invite all the travel fraternity people to their club and at least organize a 1-day, even like a coaching camp, so at least they know basics of golf. So that would really help them individually to promote golf.
Yeah, definitely. Like, we got a request from the ladies that there should be a coaching camp for the ladies, also a workshop on golf. We'll do that. Yesterday in the inaugural, we decided, we have got somebody from the hospitality industry. So we decided that in the month of September, we call general managers meet from 4-star and 5-star hotels. Half-a-day session, how to turn their hotel into a golf-friendly hotel. If you go to Taj Palace, they have a 9-hole putting greens next to the swimming pool over there. So a hotel has a lot of space where they can make putting greens or a chipping green. So in the month of September, we are doing a half-a-day workshop, inviting all the general managers of the hotel in and around Delhi. So we'll tell them, and we are sending through Ministry of Civil Aviation and Tourism Ministry. Secretary has already sending a request. Whenever a sports person is traveling with his sports equipment, whether it's a golf or a badminton or tennis, there should be a fixed price by the airlines. They should charge for the equipment, not by the kilo, or they have to pay 8,000 rupees or 6,000. It should be 1,000 for the equipment. I think that also will be very soon. So you have to make the golf packages more economical. So I think with these words, Vijit, you want to add? Okay. So yeah, please. Can you give a mic to the lady if somebody is there? Yeah.
Besides just doing a coaching camp for women in travel also, you can take up some basic essentials which we need to know before getting into golf. Because we would want to get into it, but there's some terminology, some things which should not make us sound like we are zero. So zero is a hero, but
No, I think Mr. Neeraj Malhotra, the Thai Northern Region Chairman, is sitting here. So why don't you organize one members meet so we can give a presentation on golf tour packages or something like this? Yeah, I think it will be a good thing. Yeah. So under one roof, they have a nice platform. Membership is a big one. They should know. So we can give them. We invite the panelists and they can teach them. Yeah, so Neeraj, if you can fix a date, we can do that. Yeah, we can do that Tafi tie, because as I told you, it's a time of collaboration. You know, if we show the unity, if we are together, then we can do wonders. Yeah, please, anybody. So look, Ajay Gupta, thank you very much. You have united all the associations today, So this is a real example. We'll give this message to the Ministry of Tourism also, that this physical event has united and people have come forward that they want to do a seminar under one platform. Thank you very much. Yeah, we'll tell you. I can assure you within one session of 2 hours, you will be all selling golf packages. You will stop selling normal tickets. Yeah.
I think if you also go on IGTA website, India Golf Tourism website, that's igta.in, you see a lot of information on golf, at least basic information such as how many golf courses are there across India, what would be the green fees or what is the size of the course, and terminologies like what is par, what is bogey, at least you'll see all those. And more information whenever Neeraj or Tafi, whatever association plans to do, we can guide you with a presentation and we can forward you that presentation also.
I think you already... Yeah.
But unfortunately, there is not so things, I want to bring to your knowledge. Like, there is a shortage of cards, golf cards in Royal Spring. There is a shortage of golf cards in Pahalgam. So if you are a group of 20, you get only 2 to 3 cards, and it's very difficult to walk on that ferry, You have to hold the ferry uphill. So a person above 50 or maybe above 50, they cannot walk. So we have to speak to the state government, and we have to request them that they should put some money, they should do some investment on golf tourism, on the boats, they should get some money from the government. Also, the quality of bags for rent is not very good in these 2 places. I'm talking about Pahalgam and Srinagar right now, not about these places. Here we have some good quality golf bags. So we have to arrange some good quality golf bags. Also, like Pahalgam is again a natural golf course, but still we have to work on the green surface slope. Kashmir, Royal Spring, they are charging 2,500 rupees green fee, but still they have to work on their rough kind of thing. Rough is not, cut properly. So there are few things, and the last thing I want to mention is the point of, as a tour operator, they are charging huge fee with like 2,500 rupees they are charging in Royal Spring. 1,200 is okay, Pahalgam is a beautiful course. I think one of the most beautiful courses in the world. But in Kashmir, like where they are charging 2,500 rupees, or in some places like Ambival, they are charging 10,000 bucks, sorry, when they are charging, huge amount of money. They should give us something. They should give offer to the tour operators some kind of commission, 20-25%. Or, golfers is spending a lot of money on the flight, on the hotel, on everything. So they should give some discount to the golfer. So this is my point.
Okay, no, I agree with you. I'll tell Vijit to speak about the maintenance of the golf course, but as far as your fees is concerned, when we sell, when we tell the green fees to the overseas customer, so it's $40 or it's $30, they think that it's not up to the standard. But for domestic golfers, we will definitely speak with them, and Jammu Kashmir government is doing a lot, because the golf courses were closed in Jammu Kashmir. The entire, before pandemic also, the Jammu Kashmir was closed for 2 years. So they suffered a lot, and because of the snow, to maintain the golf course after snow, it's very, very difficult. It's not like Delhi. So they are doing a lot. We are doing our conclave on 8th and 9th October in Pahalgam, and we have a half-a-day session on these things only. But definitely we'll raise these points again, that they should provide golf carts, a proper pro shop there with golf bags and so on. As far as maintenance is concerned, I'll tell Vijay to throw light on that. But in the meantime, for the travel industry, you must be watching Dekho Apna Desh by Ministry of Tourism every week. So they have invited us. We have made 1-hour program on golfing tour of India. If you take that, that episode from the YouTube and watch it, you will get thorough knowledge about India, it was golfing tour of India right from Jammu Kashmir to Deep South. So it was appreciated, watched by around 800 people on that particular day, and you can take out on that episode. So before we do this session with Tai Tafi or Ida, I think you should go and see this Dekho Apna Desh. So can you throw some light on the maintenance of the No, they are already there in Kutub Golf Course. If you go Delhi Golf Course, they have a different for forward.
As far as your question about the maintenance and the infrastructure development, that, like I said, most of these old golf courses also have their lives. So they have to be upgraded, renovated on a regular basis. Most of these golf courses that were built way back in British times are under renovation now. So it takes some time, even the golf course renovations that we are doing, the infrastructure, upgradation of machinery, golf carts is all part of that. So it's a continuous process. Ultimately, you have a cycle every 20-30 years, a golf course needs to be renovated. So all these things are already being considered. Like for example, the Trivandrum Golf Club that I spoke about, when the renovation is happening there, it is not only a golf course renovation, even the infrastructure is being upgraded. More like addition of machinery, addition of golf carts, better maintenance practices. So that is definitely being done. You're right, some golf courses are lacking in that regard, but action is being taken on in that way also.
And my last question, as you mentioned that you have all conclave in Kerala, is actually can participate?
Yes, yes. The chamber will send you make a package, and they will send you that very soon. They are waiting for some approvals from the government, so they will send it. We will circulate it in the travel industry also. Thank you very much, and have a nice day, and wish this summit a great day. Thank you. Yeah, please.
I have been requested you so many times. I have a small request. If IGT can do some sort of an academy for the travel trade people. You see, what is happening, I have been trying to learn the golf and been to so many golf courses because I stay in DLF. I went to the DLF. The fees is so exorbitant that I myself cannot afford it. I said,
No, we'll make an academy. I think you have given us a good idea, and it will be good for the social. And these two coaches are sitting over here. Vijit is
I will
here.
be the first student.
Okay, ठीक है. Okay, so we'll start this academy very soon. I think it will be a great message for the society also, and we'll definitely do this. Yeah, we'll start with the travel guide. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think this session was really very, very interesting and very engaging. We request the panelists to kindly stay back for another minute because we have mementos which will now be presented. We request Mr. Ajay Gupta ji, Chairman and Managing Director of ICM Group, to kindly please join us on the dais and present mementos to our esteemed panel. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. This was a wonderful session, a beautiful session on golf tourism. Very interesting, very engaging. So we begin with the President, Mr. Rajan Sehgal, joined by Mr. Uday Marva, Mr. Dhruv Pal Singh, and Mr. Vijit. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause for our wonderful panelists. Thank you so much for bringing about so much of discussion and brainstorming regarding golf tourism. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Ajay Gupta. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, after this wonderful session on golf tourism,